Lately, I've been seeing a lot of Sony fanboys get uppity for, I think, the first time since the PS5 came out. The PS5 has been a complete disaster since launch. It's had next to no major releases. It's had no positive media attention at all. Although
PlayStation 5's irrelevant, huh? PlayStation 5 failed? Okay. Well, when PlayStation 5 starts outselling Switch, is Switch a failure then? Because, yeah, Nintendo's got a couple years on Sony, let's be real here. Doesn't mean Sony's a failure because they couldn't catch up with Switch. Because first off, you can't even find a PS5 in the wild. These things are fucking getting harder and harder to find. Finding a PS5 might as well be trying to find a bit of gold in the middle of a fucking haystack that's on top of another haystack that's on top of another haystack. So yeah, saying it's hard to get a PS5 is pretty true. I know for a fact I had to go through Sony themselves to get mine, and that was a bit of a headache, but whatever. So saying PlayStation 5 is a flop is ridiculous because obviously if I can't find them in the wild, obviously if people can't find them out in the wild, someone has to have them, which means Sony must have gotten their money somehow.
Although game journalists are trying to downplay this fact, it's pretty clear to me that the Switch is completely dominating it in every single way. We're getting all the best games, we're getting all the best franchises, we have the best backwards compatibility, like with all the releases, the best.
You serious?
Best backwards compatibility, huh? Best games, huh? Well, best is subjective. So let's look at it from a objective view. You don't have the best backwards compatibility. In fact, you have one of the more expensive backwards compatibilities in the gaming market, as far as consoles go. Because surprise, you have to pay $60 a year to get N64 games that run like trash in comparison to their original release at most times. So yeah, you don't have the best backwards compatibility. As far as best games go, well, yeah, again, that's subjective. You can love Breath of the Wild. I can hate Breath of the Wild. Doesn't mean it's any less good or bad in the grand spectrum of things. Best is, like I said, subjective. Nothing is absolute. Just facts are absolute. And sorry to tell you there, buddy. Just because you like something doesn't mean it's the best. You seem to have actually kind of shit tasting games lately.
Online service. Like, Switch is basically killing it in every single way. So much so that I really don't think that Xbox and PlayStation are going to be able to compete in the long term. However, there are still a handful of hardcore Sony fanboys on there, on certain online forums and message boards, trying to convince themselves that Horizon Forbidden West or God of War Ragnarok or whatever else is going to really make a PS5 worth owning. And
I mean, I can't tell you God of War Ragnarok is worth buying a PS5 alone. I can't tell you Horizon Forbidden West is worth buying PS5 alone. Because, quite frankly, I don't know your taste. I don't know if these games appeal to you. I can tell you for a fact that I bought a PS5 because I want to play these games at the best way they can be played at launch. So, with that said, what's your point here? Not everyone has the same taste of games. Not everyone buys the PS5 games for the first party games. Hell, some people just buy PS5 to play Fortnite and play with their friends. I mean, it's really hard to comprehend. Not everyone has the same taste as you, Cody. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard since you're in the Nintendo sphere, and Nintendo gamers seem to have a very, to put it best, niche type of taste in games.
to that, I'll say I have a gaming PC. And even though I have the full capability to play those games, I could play Death Stranding right now. I could play God of War 2018 right now. I could play Horizon Zero Dawn right now. I have no intention to. Because the very best games on PlayStation, the best console exclusives, really are not worth my time.
Yeah, I'm gonna push X on him for major doubt on that whole could play these games on a his PC, because quite freaking frankly, from what I've seen from his streams and what I've seen from the videos he's made, I doubt his PC could run freaking Death Stranding, none less God of War 2018. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say you'd be able to play his games here, Cody, unless you bought a PlayStation, which of course you'll never do. But I swear I saw one stream of you doing PlayStation 3 games. What the hell's with that? So you're okay with owning a PS3, but you're not okay with owning a PlayStation 5 because none of these games appeal to you? Oh, I mean, okay, if it doesn't appeal to you, that's up to you. Sony isn't going to go out of their way to appeal to one person who, quite frankly, has a very niche type of taste in games. Yeah, again, going to that. I mean, you're literally a guy who will sit there, stream Donkey Rampa, give Sony shit for games, for their games looking like movies, but then you're literally playing a game where all it is text and moving a cursor around. Just saying.
I am legit spending my time like reading Shakespeare. I'm playing like Danganronpa. I'm playing New Super Mario Bros. On Wii U. I'm playing like Dragon Quest V like on 3DS, like Pokemon Silver, Pokemon Shining Pearl. Pokemon Legends Arceus later this week, later this month, excuse me. Kirby's coming out soon. I'll have to look up the rest of the games coming out in 2022. But
now, Cody, what if I told you all those games you just listed, I can tell you for a fact don't appeal to me? Do you see me making a shitty video saying that these games are trash and everyone who likes these games are trash? No. I just say it's not my cup of tea. But you have to go the extra mile. You have to go the extra mile to be a dick, right? Because, anyone who doesn't like the same games you do is just immediately lower than human, right? Even though good games, like I said before, are subjective. What's good to one person isn't good to everyone. You can sit there and say this is the best burger in town, but not everyone has the same taste buds, the same palate as you do, so maybe they don't think it's the best burger in town.
already, I feel like my year is loaded with high quality titles that honestly, games like God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Zero Dawn aren't even blips on my radar anymore. Like a couple of years ago, like maybe I would have tried them just to make fun of them and just to kind of like emphasize that like yeah, I play everything and I know that Nintendo is better.
So let's get this straight. A couple years ago, you would have bought a brand new $60 game just to shit on it and say Nintendo's better. Why does that not surprise me you would do that? But just think about that. How pathetic of a human being do you have to be to spend money on something you know you're not going to like just so you can say something else is better? Why do that? Why? It's just so you could somehow prove you're more of a gamer? Who cares? Like, seriously, I gotta say this to everyone out there. If you feel like you have to play every game to prove that you're more of a true gamer than other people, you don't have to. You don't have to play games that don't appeal to you just so you can make certain people happy in this world. If you do that, you're just caving in to an audience that might not even be a fan of yours or might not ever be a fan of yours simply because you want to try to get some clout off the whole situation.
I know the Sony formula so well at this point that I have no interest in even doing that. Like I have no interest in wasting my time with Days Gone or Kena Bridge of Spirits because I have better alternatives on Switch. I'm spending time playing better games on Nintendo hardware. As a result of that,
and we PlayStation fans don't care. I love how this video, by the way, is talking. The title says we're coping with God of War Ragnarok. He doesn't bring it up once outside of he's saying God of War 2018. Seriously, this is how I know his video. He's starting to become more self-aware. It's because he's starting to bait and switch people in. We're trying to cope with God of War Ragnarok. I literally thought when I saw this video, I was like, cope with what? It existing? We're happy God of War Ragnarok's happening, especially if some of these leaks are true, or at least ideas are being floated around. So, what's your video here about? Oh, you prefer Nintendo? No shock. You always prefer Nintendo. It doesn't matter if Nintendo came in, busted open your door, broke everything in your fucking apartment, and left a giant Mario sticker that took a giant shit on the floor. you'd still be a Nintendo fan. Because you are so die-hard Nintendo, you can't even comprehend the thought of someone else, possibly being a little better or having better games or someone just preferring those other games. I mean, you gotta remember, this is the same guy who made an entire video shit on a fan base, a Hollow Knight fan base more specifically, and other fan bases too, like the Last of Us fan base, for simply liking something he doesn't like. Just what? I don't know how many times I can say this. When you do something like that, you make yourself look more fucking pathetic and more of a waste of space than the people you're talking about.
I have no interest in PS5. I have no interest in covering PlayStation 5. I have no interest in further talking about PS5. I think it's safe to say at this point in time that Nintendo has won the console war.
So apparently, Sony has to appeal to Harman Smith in order to matter, in order to win the console war. Someone's got a big ego about themselves, don't they? Harman, just stop. Just. This is why I can only do these videos once a week. It's so much to take in and so much BS that, quite freaking frankly, it's just exhausting. I feel like I go need to take a nap. Thankfully, I have some freaking coffee here. Because if I didn't have that coffee, I wouldn't be able to get through this. But yeah, Harman Smith thinks that if you don't appeal to him and you don't make him happy, you lose the console war. Even though the console wars are made up and it's something only run by fanboys, he thinks it's something that actually matters. This is That PlayStation Gamer, signing out. You guys have a good day now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Please like, comment, subscribe after this video, because it's kind of fucking, it's a lot for me to deal with. Freaking frankly. Like I said, it's a lot of toxicity to deal with. Until next time, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer, signing out. Have a good day.